What's up,
Shoot, everybody put
YouTube?
in some
What's
work.
up, YouTube? We back today.
Oh,
Post-fight show. Vladimir Klitschko versus Bryant Jennings post-fight show. We talking about all the fights. We'll start the night off with talking about Badu Jack scoring upset win over Anthony Durrell. And we got to go to Big Cool. Start us off, player.
yeah, man. I was wrong. I was dead wrong about that fight. I was completely wrong, man. I apologize, Badu Jack. Yeah, Anthony let me down. He let me down. Um, and I thought he was gonna stop Jack in like 5 rounds. I predicted, but Jack showed that he was resilient, and then maybe that KO loss was a fluke. Maybe he truly wasn't warmed up, and that's why Derek Edwards got him. I always thought that Jack had a solid skill set. He has decent power. Not nothing that'll overwhelm you, but his power did kind of affect Darrell. It made him hesitant at times, and he was just he beat Darrell to the punch consistently, and Darrell really couldn't do anything to him. He wasn't throwing combinations. He looked for the one big shot, and it proved to backfire on him, and he has to go back to the drawing board and regroup and see what's next for him. But congratulations to Badu Jack, who now gets to face George Groves in a fight that is 50-50 to me because I believe George Groves is damaged goods thanks to Carl Froch.
You know what? Uh, in the case with that fight there, I'm not necessarily sure that Badu. I mean, first off, now I predicted this fight wrong too. I thought Darrell would stop him around 5 rounds, but we saw that honestly didn't happen. But I mean, overall, I'm not sure Badu Jack if he has the exact skill set to beat George Groves. I'm not sure about that because even though I do feel George Groves is I won't say damaged. Yeah,
He damaged goods. He damaged goods.
right. Okay, I will say that I think he's damaged goods, but I do think he's still good enough to beat a Badu Jack.
But you got to also look at it. Do you consider Anthony's fight this past Friday an off night, or is that more of who the real Anthony Durrell is? I think it's an off night because he was overlooking him. Honestly, that's just my opinion. Because at the weigh-in, he got up in his face like like Jack was just somebody that was supposed to lay down and wasn't going to put up an effort. And Jack was warning everybody. He was like, you know what, this is my time and I'm gonna do it. I still believe that Anthony is a capable fighter, but he obviously overlooked Badu Jack and he paid for it, man. And he should have been well prepared to know that if he can't knock him out, he should outbox him. But
Right.
props to Jack, man. But I think Jack can give Groves another L, man. Like I said, I hate to say it because George Groves is a good fighter, but them knockout losses, man, they were bad. And plus, he fades in fights, and he's just not the same. He didn't look good in his last fight, man. So I don't expect him to beat nobody that's better than his last opponent,
Okay.
which Jack is.
Okay, you know what? Now I'll say this in regards with that fight. I believe Darrell came out and he was like, okay, I'm gonna score a KO as soon as I hit him with something hard, and he had that game plan all night. And Jack let him walk into straight 1-2s and
Yep.
a lot of jabs all night long.
He
And
threw his timing on.
he did. He really did. And the way he used the ring to control range. Hey, honestly, I never thought Badu Jack was just like a horrible boxer, but I can admit I'm wrong, but I really did not believe he deserved to be in that same ring with Anthony Durrell. I didn't, but
Well,
he
he do
shocked the hell
now.
out of me. He shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah, he did. It's like if you got perfect. I'm gonna let the other guys jump in, but it's like if you got the basic fundamentals down and you got good timing, it's like you can offset anybody. Look what Kell Brook
Right,
did. Look what Kell Brook did to Porter. Look how Ward gets his opponents. It's all about timing and knowing when to throw a punch and when not to. So if you got good timing, man, you can offset a lot of these so-called better fighters or whatever, and make them have an off night.
Okay. Mr. Goodfella, what was your take on it?
On the Badu Jack fight in the Anthony Durrell fight, I feel like Anthony Durrell came out and tried to get a KO too. That's all he was thinking about: knockout, 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 knockout. And I think that's what threw the whole game plan off. I think his corner had him thinking knockout. Now we gonna knock him out here and get out of here. And that's what they really was thinking. But Badu Jack, he tamed the dog, like Eddie Mustafa said. That right hand, he couldn't miss with the right hand. He could have
Yeah.
threw it. He could have threw it to the crowd. He still would have cracked Durrell with it. And Durrell and Darrell needs to what he needs to do, man. He needs to learn how to fight more than one way. He is not diverse at all in his attack. He's a one trick pony.
He can be diverse, but yeah, he live on that power a lot though. But in his fights with Bika, he showed that he can set up his offense from the
It was
outside,
the,
use his jab, and
it was the same shit with the Bika fight. He was just catching Bika coming in with counter shots. He a good counter puncher, but nothing else. He not good at coming forward.
but who is that?
You mean who is what?
These nuts.
Oh man, you did that. You did that on air, man.
That's
Hey,
fucked up,
hey,
man.
sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Hey,
You did that on air, man.
I had to throw it out there. But go ahead, finish up, good fella.
Oh man, that's fucked up. Are you gonna do that on air?
Oh,
Got him.
Got him.
God, you threw the whole floor off because I showed
Man,
about to say.
I'm done, dog.
I couldn't. Hey, I couldn't. I was about to say a fighter name. I was like, whatever. I thought he was talking about a fighter, but Oh damn. Hey, anyway, man, we gonna get back to what we was talking about. JG, what did you think about the Badu Jack Anthony Durrell fight?
Well, I'm gonna let CJ finish his point because I think that CJ got cut off by the D's nuts joke, and then I'll
I'm done, dog. I'm done, man. Fuck y'all, man.
honestly, man, I thought that yeah, I was wrong about Badu Jack. And do I feel bad about it? No, I don't, because you know what? Sometimes a guy has to prove you wrong for you to see potential in him, and I definitely saw that. I saw that Badu Jack knocking him back down from nobody, and if he didn't back down from Darrell there, I mean, he's probably gonna give anybody. I mean, you're gonna have to earn that victory. But what I thought over the whole fight, like I thought that it looked like a bad day in the gym for Darrell. Like it really looked like it probably was a sparring match inside the doghouse, just on TV. And it just so happened that Darrell had a bad night. I don't necessarily believe that Jack had a good night. I don't think that's the best Badu Jack we're going to see, but it just so happened that he put together a performance good enough to win. And it was a close fight. It wasn't like I thought that Jack clearly won, but you could argue a draw there. And as far as him fighting George Groves, I don't think that he beats George Groves because honestly, he's gonna have to go over to the UK and fight him because honestly, there's no market for Badu Jack here. The market's for George Groves over there, and I just don't see an advantage to Badu Jack going over there and winning the fight.
Okay. Um, well, that noise throwing me off a little bit, but
Who's that?
I'm not sure. Uh, But the next fight we're gonna talk about is Saddam Ali versus Santana from this weekend. Corleone.
Yeah, I love this fight, man. I didn't love it, but I like the fight. Santana can't coming forward, bringing pressure. Ali was doing what he was supposed to do besides not staying off the ropes, but he was throwing a lot of good punches, and he was finding a home for that uppercut, and that's what really kept Santana off. But overall, Saddam Ali is the up and coming prospect with good skills, but he's limited in the defensive department, and I think he needs to tighten that up a little bit.
I agree. I definitely agree with that. Big cool.
Man, I ain't like I said. I'm not even gonna front. I didn't watch the whole fight. What I did watch, what I seen, Ali, he was landing some nice left hooks, some rights, and he a solid fighter. He still got some improving to do, but I think he has a bright future in boxing. And pretty much that's my thoughts. I didn't watch the whole fight, and that's what it is. He a good fighter, and he can improve. So I expect bigger things for him.
Okay. John JG.
Yeah, I watched the fight. I'm not gonna lie. To me, it was a boring fight, and it wasn't necessarily that guys weren't throwing punches. They were throwing punches. Santana was able to put a lot of pressure on Ali and Ali, but it just looked like Ali was the better fighter. But neither one of the guys could hurt each other. So it was just like it was kind of the same thing over and over and over. And then after a while, it just got boring. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing Ali against maybe another prospect. Like I see a couple of guys putting up the fantasy matchup of him and Spence right now, and who would win. I'm curious. Like me right now, I don't have who I think is would win that one, but I think it is an intriguing one, and maybe that's something that these guys have to do in order to get to that next step is to fight each other.
You know what? Hey, I would definitely be interested in that fight. Goodfellow actually he posted a meme of it earlier, but with the fight, okay, I felt this. Saddam Ali, he was impressive and against a very game opponent who was hitting him with a lot of shots, cornering him, basically like physically muscling him around. What I want to see with Saddam Ali in his next fight, he has to show me that he's not going to allow himself to be bullied all the time
But Mike. Another thing is, my man was a super middleweight coming into that fight too. So I'll
true.
give Ali a pass on that one.
I mean, true, but still, in the same sense, when you got physically imposing guys like a Sean Porter in the division, Kareem Mayfield, those type of guys who
Who?
got to
Kareem Mayfield.
hey,
What?
he's a
Hey CJ,
welterweight now.
Don't act like that ain't. Hey CJ, don't act like
Kareem
that ain't your weight,
Mayfield.
boy.
Right, right. Hey, now he was your boy too, good fella.
That I
Kareem.
didn't say that. That's Jarrell talking. That ain't me.
I respect all fighters, man, but Kareem
Me too.
Mayfield. Come
Hey,
on,
but,
man.
but,
That's
but
Rodney Harrison.
right. But Kareem Mayfield, he's a physical imposing type of fighter, and a guy like that seems to be like Ali's kryptonite a little bit
He a hooker.
because okay, that's like a guy like Robert the Ghost Guerrero. We know the Ghost is physically strong enough to put him in the corner and go to work. So I mean, Ali has to show me. I mean, very solid performance last night, and like JG said, in a very uneventful fight. But I mean, he impressed me with his skill set. But I'm not. I'll say he impressed me enough where I definitely feel he's one of the top 25 welterweights in the world. But I'm
That's not
not
saying much, Mike.
I'm not ready to put him amongst the elites at welterweight.
He top 15. Top 15. Yeah, top 25. I ain't gonna lie. I don't really know top 15 welterweights, let alone top 25. But you know, yeah, he up there top 15.
Right,
Uh,
he's an upcoming prospect.
I don't know about. Well, I guess you can classify him as a
Right,
prospect
right. He's
still.
like prospect slash contender.
Well, I think he a contender now because I don't think he gonna be fighting nobody else. That's like,
Right,
you
I
know,
agree. I agree.
he with Oscar De La Hoya, so he not. Is he with Al Heyman?
No,
Okay, so he ain't fighting no prospect, so he a contender in my eyes because he probably gonna fight somebody like maybe Devin Alexander or something, maybe down the
Hmm,
line, maybe.
that'd be interesting.
I did that for you, Devin. So you need to respond back to my Texas.
Okay. The next fight to talk about from this past weekend, the big one, Vladimir Klitschko, Bryant Jennings, and we're gonna let JG start this off. Well, we'll let Goodfella start it off.
oh yeah. I'm proud of Bryant Jennings. I like to start off with that.
Absolutely.
Um, He definitely showed a lot of heart, a lot of passion, and he showed some skills too. It's just that he didn't have the I don't want to say he didn't have the arsenal or the game plan, but he just wasn't physically big enough to deal with Vladimir Klitschko. Coming in at 226.5 pounds, I think it was staying within himself and not trying to bulk up too much and still be able to move around. But he's one hell of an athlete. Um, he was attacking Klitschko's body. Klitschko was starting to get tired. And what really made me proud about this fight wasn't what Bryant Jennings did. It was what the referee did. The referee finally took a point away from Vladimir Klitschko. And Mike, you know I'm the biggest Vladimir Klitschko fan there is.
Yeah, you are.
And just seeing him get a point taken away for holding, I think he might not come back to the United States anytime soon.
You know, I was thinking that too.
But overall, the fight was a hell of a fight. I thought the fight would be over in a one-punch knockout, the first punch. But Brian Jennings got a real beard on him, and I think he beats anybody not named Vitaly or Vladimir Klitschko out there, not named Tyson Fury. He beats any other guys, even Deontay Wilder. He gives them a hell of a fight.
Okay. All right. My take on the fight is I was very impressed with Brian. I was impressed with his body work. I was also impressed with, like you say, when the referee told Vladimir to stop clinching. It's like Vladimir, he still was able to get off shots, but I think Jennings put the formula out there to how to beat Wladimir Klitschko. I think Jennings put the formula out there. Now the thing is, you to beat him, you definitely have to you have to sell out a little, kind of like Jennings did, because Jennings took some shots that me myself when I saw him land, I'm like, okay, he gonna drop, and he wouldn't drop. So like I say, kudos to Bryant Jennings for showcasing an iron chin in the sport of boxing. Also, he's only been boxing for 6 years, so that's very impressive to see him compete with one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, regarded as in Wladimir Klitschko. So I was very impressed with Bryant Jennings, and like I said earlier, I feel if that was any other heavyweight in the world not named last name Klitschko, I think Jennings would have won against any other heavyweight in the world today.
I don't know about Tyson Fury, you know.
I think any other heavyweight in the world today, Jennings would have beat with that effort he put forward last night.
He might have dropped Tyson Fury, but I don't know if he would have beat my mans like that. You know, that's my dog right there.
Brian Jennings did put on a hell of a performance, and the fight was entertaining. I can watch that fight over and over. I'm not saying it's like a brawl or one of those slugfests, but it's one of those fights you appreciate because he put up not only just the effort and survived. His talent carried him through that fight. And I was telling JG earlier before we interviewed Quillen, if he can make cruiserweight, he'd be the best cruiserweight in the world. He'd beat every cruiserweight, and it wouldn't even be close.
What's my man? I don't know about my man's. You know, no, not him. The African guy.
The dude that beat up Eddie Chambers.
Yeah, I like him a lot. That'll be a good fight.
Yeah, well, yeah, because he athletic and whatever and fast. But I think he took an L recently. But
yes, he did.
Oh, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that don't mean that don't mean nothing because Jack took an L too and see what he did. But
right.
I think Brian Jennings would be the best cruiserweight, in the world, easily, hands down. And I'd like to see him face David Haye next. Or once David Haye, knock off that ring rust if he decides to fight.
F David Haye.
He equal in height, he equal in height. They're equal in height. But I think Jennings has obviously a better chin, better boxing fundamentals. I think he's a better fighter. But that'll be a very good fight because both guys, give it their all. But in terms of Jennings beating anybody other than Klitschko, I argue that, but I wouldn't be mad if he beat Wilder because we still, have an American champion. So I wouldn't be like, oh man, he beat Wilder, so whatever. But that definitely would be an intriguing fight. But Wilder presents a different challenge than Vladimir.
They have exchanged words before on radio shows. So it's bad blood
absolutely.
Yeah, but you know
Hey,
Wilder presents a different challenge because he's gonna come in, not like Klitschko. He's gonna bring it to you, so you got to be ready for him and his onslaught because he smell blood. He gonna go after you. So
But Jennings took away Vladimir Klitschko right hand most of that, a lot of that fight.
yes, he did. He did.
And if he
But
can
I
do
but I
that,
th- but I think that's also because I think Vladimir was scared to get hit. Even though Jennings is not known as a big puncher, Jennings took the necessary risks to be
Anybody can hurt you a
successful.
heavyweight.
I know that, but I'm saying though, Jennings took the necessary risk to be competitive and win. Vladimir just did what he had to do to get the decision. I think Wilder would do whatever he has to do to be impressive and get the KO victory. That's the difference. Meaning it's a 50-50 fight. Either guy getting touched up can win. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it possesses a different challenge, man, because he's gonna bring it, and he's just as athletic as Jennings too. So you got to take that into account as well.
Okay. Paige and David Hay hater. Paige and David Hay hater.
All right, first and foremost, I'm going to talk about David Hay one time and one time only. I don't want to hear shit about David Hay fighting nobody unless he says, you know what, I want to make it right with Tyson Fury.
Oh
Because,
yeah,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, all these guys been fighting each other. Wilder just fought Stavern. Stavern earned his title shot. Jennings just his stock went up last night. Fury's been fighting who he can. Should have been fighting Hay. So I don't want to hear about like David Hay. You got to work your way back up because you've been out. These guys been fighting people. That's how I feel towards that. As far as the event, I'm going to touch on a different perspective because I think you guys already talked about how good Bryant Jennings was and the stock is up. But I thought last night showed how great of a champion that Vladimir Klitschko is.
Absolutely.
And if you think about it, like we're talking about how competitive Jennings was, but he still got washed. You know what I'm saying? Like it still wasn't like it was competitive, but it was a clear winner. And honestly, on the scorecards, it shouldn't have been close. It was closer than what the scorecard should have been. But I mean, Vladimir, he did what he had to do, and he's going to take on his mandatories like he's supposed to, like a champion. And really, what Vladimir is right now is he's an old school champion. He's the best champion that there is in the game right now. Like you don't have to
I
worry
agree.
about negotiations and all that type of stuff. Like the fights get made with Vladimir. You know what I'm saying? Like he came over to New York to fight Bryant Jennings when he really didn't have to, and he's gonna fight. He said he's gonna fight Fury next, and then
and then Wilder, I
he
think.
has, and then Wilder. You know what I'm saying? When you hear stuff like that, I truly believe him when he says that. So I mean, it was a testament to Vladimir Klitschko and his greatness. And even though it's probably one of the weaker heavyweight eras, I think he's an old school champion, and I think he's one of the greatest ever.
Yeah, it's
I
not
agree.
his fault. He can't. It's not his fault that he was born in the era or he started fighting in a lackluster era. You can only fight who in front of you, and so he's a great champion, probably top 10 all time, heavyweight champion, and that's pretty much what it is. He's dominant, and he's faced pretty much everybody, and some people more than once.
Agreed. Good fella, any closing statements on Vladimir Klitschko?
yeah, I want to touch on David Hay. I still, I still want my time back that you stole from me from fighting Vladimir Klitschko.
Yeah, yeah, man, yeah.
I got snacks, everything ready for that fight. Though I had pop. I was like, man, I'm getting off work early. I'm gonna watch this, and I watched them. That fight, man. I made me start hating David Hay.
Yeah, then he pulled off his sock talking about his pinky toe. Man, I'd like to jump through the TV. And, man, dude, man, he disgraced the boxing for real.
Maybe you can
Hey.
ask Danny Garcia for one of his pinky toes.
Oh, man.
Paige and David Hay. Paige and David Hay. Colossal Boxing Talk would like an exclusive interview.
Not after this.
Settle the score.
Just don't duck us, man. Don't be talking that stuff, and then when we interview you, talking about we ask some hard questions, or you wasn't up to it, you just woke up, or some
Nah, he gonna
excuse.
take a pic. He gonna take a picture, and it's gonna be with him with a sling on, saying I had surgery.
Yeah,
Oh
like,
wow. But
He
to
went Al Haymon now too.
yes he is. but to kind of touch on, we can go to the next stage of the show. And in this stage here, this is when we going the guys from this weekend. We're gonna look at potential. We're gonna like look at people we want to see them fight down the line. For Saddam Ali, who do you want to see Saddam Ali fight next, JG?
You said he's with Oscar, right? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
obviously that has something to do with who he's gonna be matched up with. I think that'd be cool. A Sam against maybe a Devin Alexander, or like we talked about Earl Spence. Like maybe Al Heyman and Oscar can somehow come together to get this prospect battle out there. See who's the
Okay.
better young prospect.
Hmm.
Big cool.
Maybe he can fight Andre Berto if well, Berto is with
Al Heyman.
yeah, he with Al Heyman. He can fight him. That's a good fight. Berto always comes to shows up to fight. But I'd like to see him face Devin Alexander next, a boxer, to see how he does against a fellow boxer. He's been fighting punchers. I guess you want to classify Santana as that. He defeated Abreu oppressively. He stopped him. But I'd like to see him face Devin Alexander. It'll be a test for both guys, especially Alexander, to see if he still has anything left to give in the sport of boxing. So, him or Roberto or, anybody. It don't matter.
Okay. Mr. Goodfellow.
I'd like to see him fight Frankie Gavin after Frankie Gavin lose to Kell Brook.
You know what? I would like. I want to see. I want to see Ali versus. I want to see him versus Sean Porter. To be honest, I really do. It's not that I want to put a loss on him. I want to see how he deals with that type of adversity. I want to see if will he adapt or will he be swallowed up by the pressure.
I don't know, man. I think that Porter. The more I'm watching, the more I'm starting to side with you and JG on Porter. As far as his hit his ceiling, because he was getting hit with a lot of shots against. I don't know the guy's name.
Eric
Uh,
Bonet.
yeah, Eric Bonet. He was getting a lot of hit with a lot of shots against him. And for some reason, Ali strikes me as a guy that is a smooth counterpuncher at times, and just he has that power at the right moment to stun you to turn the tide of a fight. I think he can beat Porter. You know, maybe
Thank
not
you.
in his next fight, but a fight
Down the
after
line.
yeah, down the line. I think he can beat Porter. I like his left hook. He throw a nice right hand, and Porter loves to get you on the ropes, and I think that's where he would set the trap for Porter to come in all reckless, and he would step to the side or something, give himself some space, and hit him with a big shot, and not knock him out, but you know, get his attention and make him
Right.
caution about coming in like that. So I think he can beat Porter.
Okay. Um, the next guy. Who do y'all want to see Badu Jack fight next?
Shoot. Well, I want to see him fight Anthony Durrell in the rematch just to see. You know what I'm saying? What's really about. Was that the real Durrell and was that the real Jack, or was it just a off night by one guy and a on night by the other? But if no Durrell, I'd like to see him face. Who else is it out there at 168? He not facing Carl Froch. James
Gross.
DeGale. Well, other than Groves, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really want to see that fight. Um, but I guess if that's the only fight that be made, he can fight Groves or, you know, somebody.
Okay. I'm gonna go second on this one. I want to see. I want to see Badu Jack. If I was him, I mean, while I got this opportunity, I'm gonna take advantage of it. So I'm gonna try to unify. Give me Badu Jack versus Arthur Abraham.
Ooh.
He
I
probably
forgot about
Yo,
beat the
I
shit
think
out of Arthur
Abraham
Abraham.
I think Abraham might get him out of there, dog.
It's possible, but on the flip side, I mean, this is your opportunity to not only, even though Andre Ward is still looked at as the king of the division, but
he
if
is.
you unify in a division while Andre Ward is around, then I mean, they will have to rank you above Ward, which does what
No.
they will have to.
No.
You will
No.
have
He
to.
fighting. No. He ain't. I don't care what nobody say. That's just like that Cotto Golovkin stuff. Man, we know who the best is. We know who the best is.
Right,
I don't care about that rank.
right.
When it comes to that, man, that's worse than what Cotto getting ranked above Golovkin. Cotto is a
I
whole
agree. It is worse. It's a lot worse. But the
man.
thing is, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, believe it or not, they'll be able to say Jack has done more lately. I mean, until Ward steps in the ring in June.
Oh, yeah, okay, but they not gonna. He's not gonna fight Arthur Abraham before Ward fight in June.
Right.
So you know what
I
I'm saying.
agree.
Man, Ward snatched them titles so fast off Badu Jack, it'd be funny. It won't even be funny, man. He probably stopped Badu Jack.
Man,
Shit.
man, I got one for you. I got a couple for y'all. Actually, two. Because the thing is, Badu Jack, really at this point, you're a champ, right?
Right.
Well, I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose my title to somebody with the probably just as much of a market as I am. I'm gonna try and get to a bigger market. Person that I would probably call out. He
Don't
wants to
say
move
it.
back down to 168, right?
Don't say it.
Give me
Don't say it.
Chavez.
Don't say it, JG.
Give me Chavez.
He don't deserve
Hey,
no title shot.
that's smart. But it's smart though.
It's smart, but man, I don't want to
He
see him
beatable.
fight, man.
He beatable.
Most
He probably,
definitely.
yeah, but yeah, he is beatable, man. I don't want to see that no more, man. That's funny, man. I'm thinking about his post-fight interview, but nah, I ain't knocking that selection, man. I know
I felt I won the fight.
you might as well kick him down, kick him while he's down. So, maybe I can fight Chavez at heavyweight or something.
Look, Heyman
Are
got
you
Chavez.
serious right now? Are you serious?
Oh yeah, he is that. He
And
does
look,
like
Badu
that.
Jack will be headlining on Showtime fighting Chavez. So
And
I mean,
Right.
yeah,
that's the guy I would fight.
yeah.
That's smart. That's smart,
That's who
TC.
I
I
kind of
like
want
that
to see.
idea.
Because Chavez ain't in the he's not in the bad he's never in bad fights though. So that's
Right.
kind of why I want to see it. I mean, either you're gonna see Chavez fat and out of shape and you just gonna laugh at him, or you're gonna see him. I don't know. He's still gonna be fat and out of shape and you're gonna laugh at him, but he might get a knockout or he might hurt somebody. So
Right.
I see Chavez.
Or maybe Badu Jack just holds off, man. Well, he gonna have to fight Groves, but if he beat Groves, he can fight Ward or something. Or maybe he can, do something like that and just really go cash out and really try to go and get that WBA and all the other scraps off of Ward or whatever he got. Because I guess Ward is still considered the best fighter at 168.
It's Carl Froch until he step back in the ring.
He been ducking and dodging niggas too.
Who?
Carl Froch.
Yeah, Carl Frost dodged. He ducked James DeGale.
Well, you know what? I think it was more of a process. Like you said, that's when he was trying to get the Chavez fight, and he said he didn't want to hold up James DeGale any
Don't
longer.
worry. Don't worry, he ain't gonna gotta get a Duck Duck Goose video. He ain't ducked. I'll give him one pass for ducking James DeGale. He ain't gotta worry about that.
Okay. And next up, who do y'all want to see?
So damn, I don't even get to say.
I apologize. Go ahead.
I'm just fucking with y'all, though. I'm saying the same thing JG said. Stop that, Junior.
My fault. Well, hey, since I rudely interrupt them, Mr. Goodfellow, who do you want to see Jennings up against next?
How about Kool-Aid?
I think that'd be a good fight.
Or he can fight Deontay Wilder if you want that work.
Okay. Big Cool.
Man, he can fight. He can fight Amir Mansour. I'm saying because that'll be a good fight. They both. I like Amir Mansour. He can punch. He aggressive. Or he could fight. Or Wilder. He could fight Wilder next. Or he could fight. Shit. He could fight. He could fight. What's the old boy from England? The big guy that people praising.
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, look, since Anthony Joshua will feel that he's ready for Klitschko, let's see how he does against I guess you could say top 5 heavyweight in the world.
Yeah, he definitely a top 5.
Yeah, let's make that happen. Yeah, Bryant Jennings versus Anthony Joshua, and I put money on Jennings.
You know what? Hey, I ain't gonna put my opinion on that one, but I know that'd be a hell of a fight.
If he gave Klitschko problems, he'll beat Joshua who isn't quite ready, but if he feels he's ready, then let him sign the contract after he beats up on Kevin Johnson, who's an embarrassment to American heavyweight boxing.
Hey,
He works with David Haye.
I want to see Jennings versus. You know what? I mean, he came off a tough fight with Vladimir, so I won't want to put him in an immediate tough fight. I can say I let him fight Tomas Adamek.
And he retired.
Yeah, he
No,
retired, man.
did he?
It's Adamak. It's Adamak. I
Okay.
want to fight David Price, man. Yeah, David Price.
I
Man.
was just about to say him.
Yeah, okay,
David
David, right. That's another good one.
Yeah, he fell off the face of the earth, man.
Or
After Tony
either
Thompson
Tony
beat that man.
Thompson, or either Tony Thompson.
I was gonna
Tony
say
Thompson's my number one guy. Tony Thompson, that's who I want to see him fight.
I think Brian Jennings will beat his ass at this stage now. I don't think. Yeah, I'm really high on Jennings now.
But
After
he need
last
that
night.
fight though.
Yeah, to get him
Jennings need
prepared.
that fight though. Yeah, he like all right. You fought Vlad. You see what Vlad is. Now it's time for you to hone in and learn what it is to be a champion. You got to fight some vets out there. Like
Yeah.
all right, yeah, Wilder is a big one, but I think that if Jennings wants to become a champion, like a long champion and not just a quick flash in the pan, he's got to fight those Tony Thompsons out there. You know, because I think that if he would have fought Tony Thompson before he fought Klitschko, he might have been more prepared. Going
Right.
into that
I
fight.
agree. I agree.
I say fix the wrong and fight Tony Thompson.
Okay. And last but not least, Big Cool, Vladimir Klitschko. Who's next?
Goldberg. No, Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder, pretty much. I don't want to see him fight nobody else.
Okay.
That's it.
Short and sweet. Mr. Goodfella.
Bomb Squad.
JG.
I guess John don't want to see him face nobody next. He want him to retire. So, I guess that's what it is.
Next up, I want to see Vladimir go up. Let me see. Yeah, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is a perfect guy for him to fight next. I want to see that
He
fight.
might lose that fight.
I don't think so.
He gonna drop Tyson Fury quick. 3 rounds or less.
Want to bet?
No,
What you want?
hey, we on air, so we are. Is it a bet?
Yeah, it ain't no name bet though, cause I can't stand Tyson Fury. I'd never do that.
Jarrell Fury.
Be like Goodfella Klitschko or something like that. Yeah. Corleone Klitschko.
Let's got my long ass. Let's got my dog. I wouldn't be mad.
Christopher Klitschko.
Right. There you go.
I know you want to do it, Mike. You know you got to do it. You know we got to talk about that again because we just talked about it. I guess unless we're doing another hangout.
We'll do another show for that one. We'll cover that one by itself. But, ladies and gentlemen, we've all had a long night. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the like button. Show us the love and support you guys been showing. We appreciate it all. And Smooth Cat out.
Peace.
Ow.
Peace.